Welcome everybody to the World Series. For the first time in 4 decades, our Baltimore Orioles are in the Fall Classic as they face off against the NL champion and defending World Series champion Atlanta Braves. It has been 5 long, challenging, and very fun seasons with this team so far, but we have finally made it to the World Series. We were 1 game away in Season 3. We were very close in Season 4, but we have finally gotten in here in year number 5, but not without some drama throughout the early stages of the playoffs, including a thrilling Game 7 victory in the ALCS in the last episode against the Astros. We started the game down 5-0, but we stormed back. The offense has been inconsistent throughout the entire playoffs, really came up clutch, and although our ace Shane Bieber struggled, the bullpen did their job to get the win. We played Atlanta back in April, and when we did, I declared it as a possible World Series matchup, and obviously I was right. So let's roll the tape real quick. It's a little bit early to declare this a possible World Series matchup in April, but I'm going to declare this as a possible World Series matchup in April. I think we can truly say this is the best team in the National League facing off against the best team in the American League, and we will have a well-deserved champion at the end of this World Series. Hopefully it'll be us. As we look at the team going into the World Series, we will only be doing Game 1 today. We will be doing doubleheaders until we get to the elimination games, but since this is our very first World Series game of the series, I figured it deserved its own episode. Since we are in a new playoff series, we can make changes to the postseason roster. I'm going to call up Ivan Cortes Jr., who's been hurt the past couple of months, but he's finally healthy, and I think having him as our utility speedster will do as well. Xavier Edwards in limited at-bats has been unimpressive in the playoffs, so we're going to send him down. We're going to swap Heston Kjerstad for Christian Robinson. Kjerstad struggled in the ALDS, so we replaced him with Robinson, but I think there's more upside with Kjerstad here in the World Series as a power battle off the bench. Let's talk about the Atlanta Braves now, who won the World Series last year. They brought back their entire World Series winning core, and they got better, adding Yoan Moncada and Franmil Reyes in the offseason. This team is absolutely loaded. They won 98 games, which is less than us, but they do have the second-ranked team in the game, and to put that in perspective, I think we're like 6th or something. So, technically speaking, the Braves do have more talent on paper. They have a great rotation with 3 guys in the high 80s. They obviously have a loaded lineup as well, so I think this is going to be a really fun matchup. I think both of these teams are extraordinarily talented, and as I said, we're going to have a deserving World Series champion. No fluke, no Cinderella team through the playoffs. These are arguably the 2 best teams in baseball, and now they face off in the biggest stage. Welcome everybody to Camden Yards here in Baltimore, Maryland. Game 1 of the 2025 World Series is here. The Orioles have not been in a World Series or won one since 1983, but they are back against the defending champion Atlanta Braves. As we look at the stats through the postseason, it's been smooth sailing for the Braves. They only lost 1 game in the NLDS and only 1 game in the NLCS, winning the final 4 matchups against the Diamondbacks. For us, it's been a lot more up and down. We started the ALDS down 2-0 against the Angels, but won the final 3 games to move on. Had a neck-and-neck ALCS with the Astros that went a total of 7 games. And now we go into the World Series against a well-rested Atlanta Braves team who hasn't played a game of baseball in a good week. So they're rested, they're energized, they're juiced, but in baseball, being rested isn't always a good thing. So hopefully we can take that to our advantage and see if they're a little bit rusty as we look at the playoff bracket. Of course, now in the final round of the postseason, the World Series, as we look at the lineups for today's game, I think the only real interesting thing for the Orioles is they have Xavier Bowman leading off, despite his postseason struggles, hitting .207. We'll see if that decision pays off. So the Game 1 starter for Baltimore will be Max Meyer. Meyer has started in 2 postseason games, pitched great in both of them, getting wins. He pitched in Game 7 against the Astros a few days ago, only went about an inning and a third, didn't pitch all that well, but the Orioles won that game, so it really didn't matter. Dansby Swanson, the opening batter, 3-2 pitch, hits it into foul territory, caught by Ramos. Yeah, we're really here. We're really in the World Series. This is not a dream. This is not pinch me, wake me up. This is real life. Yoan Moncada goes down on the fastball. Nice strikeout for Meyer, who of course has had a breakout season with the Orioles and has earned the privilege to start in Game 1 of the World Series. 2 away now for Ronald Acuna Jr., the star of this team. and the National League MVP with a ground rule double. So the Braves have a runner in scoring position, a speedy runner in scoring position for their big free agent signing, Franmil Reyes, who bloops it into right. Ramos chasing after it. He makes the play. So a pretty good start for the Orioles. They do allow an extra base hit to the MVP, Ronald Acuna, but nobody scores as we head into the bottom of the first inning. The Braves will be starting their ace, Mike Soroka. 1-1 in 2 playoff starts, 1.35 ERA, 1.28 whip. So both Soroka and Meyer are pitching very well in the postseason. They both had very good regular seasons. I believe Soroka was an all-star, as it's the 20-year-old Xavier Bowman leading things off, grounds it to third. A quick play there by Austin Riley for the first out of the inning. Riley, we know, is a great bat, but he hits towards the bottom of the Atlanta lineup, which just shows how good they are. Lenny Lane now, who dominated in the previous series against the Astros, grounds this one off the middle, fielded cleanly by Dansby Swanson as the Braves played the shift, and they get the easy ground out. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Soroka. No early action in the first, and we go to the top of the second. We'll see if Atlanta can do some damage. The veteran Freddie Freeman goes down on the fastball, one of the all-time great Atlanta Braves, and if he continues to play at a high level, he could be a Hall of Famer in Cooperstown when it's all said and done. Austin Riley, big swing and a miss on the fastball. A 1-2-3 inning for Meyer, who looks unscathed by the moment. He has looked very strong through 2 innings up to this point. We go to the bottom of the second. The American League MVP, Louis St. John, is up. He hits this ball high, deep, in the right field. Go, ball, go! It goes off the wall. That one looked like it was going to be a home run, but LSJ will gladly settle for a double. St. John tied the league lead for home runs this year with 55. He only has 1 in the playoffs, nearly had a second one there. Adley Rutschman goes down to the high heat. I think he was expecting it to curve down, which it never did. So that's just plain and simple. A good pitch there by Soroka. That'll bring up Carmen Sixto, one of the Game 7 heroes. Grounds it to short. Nice play by Swanson, but St. John does advance to third. He thought about going home, but will retreat back. So now the Orioles have a runner 90 feet away from home. A huge opportunity here for Ryan Mountcastle, who's been inconsistent but good in the playoffs as he hits it into right field. Should be caught, and it will. So 2 scoreless innings, both teams with doubles from their MVP winners, Ronald Acuna and Louis St. John. But other than that, not a whole lot going on offense as we move to the third. Ozzie Albies rips that one past the glove of Meyer for a leadoff single. Again, Ozzie Albies is a great bat, but this Atlanta lineup is so good they have him hitting 8th, which is just remarkable to think about. The catcher, JT Realmuto, in the 9-hole, grounds it to third. The Orioles have a chance to turn 2, and they do. It's a 5-4-3 double play off the bat of JT Realmuto, and the Orioles will retire both him and Albies. Dansby Swanson is now up, looks at the low and outside fastball for a walk. So Swanson is now aboard with 2 away. A big at-bat here for the switch hitting Yoan Moncada. 3-1 pitch. He draws a walk on the outside changeup, and Max Meyer, after his hot start, is now starting to wear off the pixie dust a little bit. Acuna pops it. Rutschman should be under it to make the play. A lucky break there for the Orioles. They allowed 3 runners to get on base that inning. Of course, the Albies single, which eventually turned into a double play, and then the 2 walks. But despite the base runners, Atlanta doesn't score anybody, and we move to the bottom of the third. Xavier Bowman with a bomb in the left center field. Go, ball, go. This one is out of here. Xavier Bowman with the first home run of the World Series, his first home run of the playoffs, and the Baltimore Orioles start on the board. Bowman has been inconsistent offensively in the playoffs, but the former number 1 overall draft pick is the one who gets Baltimore on the board here in the Fall Classic. What a beautiful swing there by Xavier Bowman. There's a reason why he led off. Manager Carlos Feebles had a feeling that Bowman was going to do something good today. There you go. Just a beautiful swing on the low pitch. Bowman crushes it. That one was a little bit close, but it does go over the fence 380 feet. And that is what puts Baltimore on the board as we move to the fourth 1-0 ball game. Freddie Freeman draws a walk. Max Meyer had a walk issue early in his career. He's gotten better at that, but today his control has been an issue as he's walked 3 batters in the past inning. 1 away from Marcell Ozuna. Rips it into right center. I could make a Marcell Ozuna domestic violence joke right now, but I want to stay on this platform, so I'm not going to do that. It's a double for Ozuna, and the Braves have runners in scoring position with one out. What a great opportunity here for Atlanta as it's Riley. Goes down looking on the slider. Gigantic strikeout for Max Meyer. And now it's Ozzy Albies for 1-1. Pops it into shallow right. Should be caught by Jalen Miller, and it will. So Meyer now with 4 scoreless innings. He continues to allow base runners, but it doesn't matter because neither of them are scoring. Meyer is starting to get up there in the pitch count, however. He is now, I believe, in the 60s, so we're going to have to monitor that. Lenny Lane leads off the bottom of the 4th, lines it nicely into right field for a single. Lenny Lane really struggled early in the playoffs, but as the Astros series went along, he just caught fire. 8 home runs overall in the playoffs for Lane, as that brings up Adley Rutschman, who also singles into the right field, and the Orioles now have the pair of runners on base as they try to widen their lead a little bit, as it's Carmen Sixto up to bat. 3-1 pitch, gets one right over the middle of the plate, hit into right field, caught by Franmil Reyes. Lenny Lane is going to try to tag up. The throw from Reyes is in time. They got him. Part-time ball player, full-time sniper. Reyes is not known for his arm, but he gets it there in time. And obviously Lenny Lane, being a 39-year-old man, isn't necessarily the most fleet of foot. Into the 5th inning, still 1-0. Another walk allowed by Meyer. Dansby Swanson has now drawn 2 walks today. Meyer is at 77 pitches. And I imagine the Orioles bullpen is getting active. Moncada nearly draws a walk. If he didn't swing there, I think it would have been ball 4. But instead, it's a weak ground out. Good play by Meyer to hustle over to it. Swanson does advance to second. So now there's a runner in scoring position here for Ronald Acuna, who hits it high, pretty deep in the left field. Louis St. John chasing after it. And there you have it. 5 eventful innings of baseball for Max Meyer, but he didn't allow a run. So overall, a good start for him as he gets an ovation from the Oriole crowd going into the dugout. His day is done. Mike Soroka only at 58 pitches, although he allowed the run, and he's allowed another one to Ryan Mountcastle. A no-doubter in the left center field. Mountcastle with his 4th home run of the playoffs, 420 feet. 420, blaze it, and the Orioles double their lead as it's now 2-0. A great swing there by Ryan Mountcastle, who's hit for good power here in the postseason. And although, as I said, he's been inconsistent, that doesn't mean he's been bad. Nice bat flip as well there. Just an absolute beauty. Somebody got a souvenir deep in the left. So now it's 2-0. Jalen Miller draws a walk, good eye. So Miller is aboard after the outside slider. Soroka's pitch count is starting to get a little bit higher. And with him allowing 2 home runs, maybe he's out of the game sooner than later. Bowman weakly grounds it to Soroka. Does not go for the double play. That's probably the smart decision. I think Miller would have been safe at second. So a wise choice there by Soroka. But the Orioles do have themselves a runner in scoring position for Castellanos, who grounds it to short, fielded by Dansby Swanson. So through 5, the Orioles add another run. It's a solo shot by Ryan Mountcastle, and both teams have interesting pitching decisions as we go to the 6th. As I alluded to earlier, Max Meyer's day is done. It'll be Cosmo Cruz who enters in his place. Cruz has only pitched in 3 games this postseason, 2 innings, has allowed 2 runs, so really not great. Starts off with Franmil Reyes, who grounds it to Sixto, who runs into the baseline. There is no way that's legal. He never actually tagged Reyes, so it's actually a single. A very weird chain of events there, but nonetheless, Reyes is aboard, but it doesn't look like he will stay aboard. As Freddie Freeman grounds into a fielder's choice, he's safe at first, Reyes is out at second. So, an interesting start defensively to this 6th inning. Ozuna grounds it to third, Castellanos to Miller to Sixto. 5-4-3 double play. 6 scoreless innings for Baltimore, and they maintain their lead 2-0. As we move to the bottom of the 6th, Lenny Lane leads things off. The pitch from Soroka. Bang! Big ding! Lenny Lane with a solo homer in the right field. His 9th home run of the playoffs. That is the 2nd most home runs hit in a single postseason by one individual player. The only man ahead of him, Randy Arozarena, who hit 10 in 2020. But remember, that was an extended postseason. So with the normal playoff format, Lenny Lynn is technically the all-time leader in home runs in a single postseason. Beautiful swing. He goes for the bat flip as well as the 39-year-old baseball journeyman throughout Japan and now the major leagues has a real shot in the World Series as he goes yard. So Dave Roberts, yes, Dave Roberts is their manager, pulls Soroka, 5 innings, 3 earned runs. Other than allowing the home runs, I thought Soroka was pretty good, but the Orioles' power was just a little bit too much. Ty Colbreth, the lefty, will replace him with a 13.5 ERA. Bold strategy, putting in a lefty with Louis St. John, the lefty killer, as the first batter due up. 1-2 pitch, swinging and miss on the high fastball. St. John thought that was going to be a hanging off speed pitch and that he was going to crush it, but Ty Colbreth outsmarted him on that play. One away here for Adley Rutschman. He will hit this one nicely into left field. That one looks like it could go for extra bases, and it looks like it'll end up as a double for Adley Rutschman. Rutschman continues to be Baltimore's most consistent hitter throughout the playoffs, and here in Game 1 of the World Series, hasn't been any different. He's 2 for 3. Carmen Sixto is now up to bat. 2-2, grounds it up the middle. It will not go for a hit. Great play by Dansby Swanson, who's had a few nice moves at shortstop today. Rutschman does advance to third. So the Orioles are a runner 90 feet away from home for Ryan Mountcastle, who hit a home run in his last at-bat. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Colbreth. This one is hit somewhat nicely into center, but not deep enough, caught by Ronald Acuna. So the Orioles continue to push their lead forward. That's 2 straight innings with a run scored. This one off of a homer by Lenny Lynn. And with 3 innings to go, the Orioles lead 3-0 here in Game 1. Will Brooks enters here in the 7th. He has allowed 4 runs in 8 postseason innings. He is 2-0 though, although record doesn't really matter for pitchers. Austin Riley leads the inning off, hits it into right, and it will be caught for the first out of the inning. Good work there by Elliot Ramos as Austin Riley's gotten off to a pretty slow start today. Ozzie Albies, the following batter, 1-2, hits it nicely into center field. That one could go for extra bases. Bowman charges after it. Albies headed to second. Throw is not in time. It's a double for Ozzie Albies. The Braves have another runner in scoring position and another opportunity to do some damage. It's JT Realmuto. That would have been ball 4 had he not swung. If nothing else, he does advance Ozzie Albies to third, so it's not a total fail of an at-bat. But I'd rather first and second and 1 out than a runner on third and 2 outs if I was Atlanta, because now you need a base hit from Dansby Swanson, and that's not going to happen. Chief grounded to short. Mountcastle makes the play. 7 scoreless from the Oriole pitching staff. 5 from Meyer, now 1 for Cruz and Brooks each. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, the Orioles in clear control of this game. 2 away for Xavier Bowman. Colbreth has done well since he's entered the game. Bowman hits this one high into shallow left center. Caught by Ronald Acuna. 1-2-3 inning there for Colbreth, who continues to pitch very well since substituting for Max Meyer, and now we go to the 8th. One eventful 7th inning there from both sides. It'll be Julian Starnes who enters for Baltimore. Starnes has probably been the Orioles' most reliable reliever throughout the postseason, either him or Jonathan Hernandez. 8 innings pitched, only 1 run earned. He's done such a great job here in the playoffs out of a bullpen. Yohan Moncada thought he got walked, but the umpire says otherwise. It's a called strike 3 against Yohan Moncada. That'll bring up Ronald Acuna. 1-2. Also called strike 3. Acuna knew it, too, as he walks back to the bench for the second out of the inning. We'll see if Starnes can get the hat trick on strikeouts here against Franmil Reyes. No, Reyes does put the bat to the ball, but it's going to be weakly flown into left. Caught by St. John. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Orioles are in the driver's seat. They are looking really good here in Game 1. They just cannot collapse. And they will have Game 1 of a World Series won. No pun intended. Nick Castellanos leads off the bottom of the 8th. Colbreth still in. And that might have been a mistake. Nick Castellanos with a solo homer and a bat flip. The Orioles lead 4-0. And all 4 of Baltimore's runs today have come off of solo home runs by 4 different players. Bowman, Mountcastle, Lynn, and now Castellanos, who ups his total to 5 on the postseason. Castellanos really struggled early in the playoffs, particularly in that Angel series, but he has been red hot the past 7 or 8 games or so. Here's a high fly ball into left field from St. John, and that one is gone. Louis St. John, the lefty killer, doing the Naruto run around the bases for his second home run in the playoffs as the Orioles add another run off of another solo homer. St. John fakes out the third base coach. I don't really know why they kept Cold Breath in the game here. He just allowed a homer to Castellanos. Nobody hits lefties better in the major leagues than Louis St. John, who is fired up going back to home plate. He got a hanging off-speed pitch up in the zone, and he easily capitalizes there with a 394-foot bomb. And now the Braves will make a pitching change. It is for another lefty, ironically. Will Smith, the fresh Prince of Atlanta, who, unlike Colbreth, has pitched well in the postseason. Ivan Cortez Jr. is up. The Orioles wanted to get him in at bat as he does the Ivan Cortez special. It's a drag bunt for an infield single. There's nothing better that Ivan Cortez does. So the speedster is now aboard. He subbed in for Carmen Sixto. And now it is Ryan Mountcastle. 2-2 pitch. And he does not go around, but it still went right over the middle. So Will Smith gets out of it pretty easily, but the Orioles add a pair of runs off of solo shots by Castellanos and St. John, respectively. Baltimore leads 5-0 with a comfortable lead here in the ninth that they don't even need their closer, Edwin Diaz. Instead, it'll be Amir Garrett, who in 3 postseason innings has allowed 1 run so far, respectable. Starts off striking out Freddie Freeman, little lefty-on-lefty crime there to open up the inning. The Orioles are 2 outs away. That'll bring up Ozuna, who goes down on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. The O's are now 1 out away from winning Game 1 of the World Series. Austin Riley swinging a miss. Amir Garrett strikes out the side. Atlanta couldn't even put the bat to the ball against him. And the Baltimore Orioles have won Game 1 of the 2025 Fall Classic in dominant fashion as they win it 5-0. The Orioles really had control early in this game. They performed well against the bullpen. And Baltimore scored their 5 runs in an uncharacteristic way. 5 solo home runs by 5 different players. Atlanta, meanwhile, got plenty of base runners, at least early. The past couple of innings, they couldn't get a hit to save their lives, but early on they were drawing a ton of walks, they were getting base runners, and they just couldn't capitalize. The Braves left a lot of runners on base early in this ball game, and that's ultimately what ends up costing them. Atlanta still has plenty of time to figure it out. It's a 7-game series, no time to panic for them and no time to get confident for us, but Atlanta's offense kind of dried out down the stretch. I thought Soroka pitched fairly well despite the loss, although he allowed 3 home runs. Other than that, I think he was quite good. And our offense was just really solid. We had 5 guys go deep in this game, which they were responsible for our 5 runs, and the pitching was very good too. Max Meyer allowed a few too many base runners, but it didn't matter because nobody scored. And then the bullpen, Cruz, Brooks, Starnes, and Garrett were flawless to finish off the job. So that concludes Game 1, and that'll bring us to a big stretch here early in the series with Games 2 and 3. Game 2 in Baltimore, Game 3 in Atlanta. So it's a big opportunity for us to take control early in this World Series or for the Atlanta Braves to do the same. So make sure to like and subscribe. I hope everybody enjoyed. Next episode will be Games 2 and 3 of the World Series. We'll see if either side can take control or if it'll be like the Astros series where nobody takes control until the end. Hope everybody enjoyed. Peace out.